Right, now I'm recording. Right, so you've heard of Johnny Five Bellies or the like. Check this out. So here we have two PARD 008s and the new PARD 008 LRF, and this Brucey bonus 5-way mounting plate, alloy plate onto a set of trigger sticks, is so we can do a field of view comparison and a zoom comparison, digital zoom comparison test, looking onto a ridge line of a house across the street. Oh, do you want to repeat that?
Yeah, the new 008 LRF has a load of diopter adjustment. Something I'm very grateful for, because
This dial here.
I have had problems in the past, notably with the NV019 getting the display to focus, but the LRF version of the 008 has loads of adjustment. I can get a very sharp image of the menu and still have some diopter adjustment left. So well done, PARD, for that. Very happy with that.
Awesome, excellent.
This little test is to try to find out how much digital zoom the PARD actually has. They claim ×2, so the simple way to test that is to look at the field of view with the PARD and its base magnification of what it's claimed as being 6.5 and then to hit the digital zoom button and see what the field of view is in that higher magnification. So what we've done is we're looking at the ridge line of a roof about 60-70 yards away, and on that roof there are tiles, ridge tiles, which are held in place by a series of vertical straps. So basically what we're going to do is set the PARD up in its base magnification and count the number of straps that we can see, then go into the digital zoom and see how many straps we can count in that magnification.
Go for it.
So with the PARD in base magnification, I can count almost 8 straps, 7 3/4, and when I go into digital zoom, I'm now counting 1, 2, 3, almost 4. So that pretty much proves that it's ×2 digital magnification. Okay, we're doing the same field of view and digital zoom test with a standard 008, and if I count the number of tiles again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just under 8, so it's the same, which we expect it to be since it's the same objective lens and the same sensor. And again on ×2 digital magnification, on digital magnification, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So the old 008 or the standard 008 has the same level of digital zoom as the new LRF version of the 008, which again is what you'd expect given that they both use the same lens and sensor combination. I maybe have to go back and say that again, because
What's different?
Because when you use the digital zoom in the LRF version, on the bottom left of the screen it says 13 times.
Right.
And on the old version, when you hit digital zoom in the bottom left of the screen, it says 12 times.
Ah.
You'd be a brave man to be able to look at something and say whether it was 12 times or 13 times. The difference is so little, it's really not worth bothering with.
No. So it's not the difference is not visible counting roof tiles.
No.
I mean, graph paper at 50 meters might be visible, but we'll not bother with that.
You might see one extra. No, you wouldn't even see one extra hair on a bunny's face. Okay, I'm looking through the PARD008 LRF at the ridgeline of a roof. I know the distance to of being 96 yards, and if I switch on the rangefinder on the PARD is giving me a distance of 93.3. Okay, so
Yards.
So that's pretty fair, and the yellow cross, as you can see, is right on the ridge line. Now if I move the yellow box up a bit so it's missing the ridge line, you can now see the range is going out to about 159 yards. and that's basically coming off of those trees, which I know to be about 160 yards. So again, the PARD has been pretty accurate, certainly good enough for the sort of things that we would be likely to be shooting at. So if I come back down onto the ridge line, you can see we're back reading 93 yards again. Now, we know from our test the other night in darkness that the actual laser is producing a vertical flash, which extends above and below that yellow box. So it'll be interesting to see at what point the display changes from the 93 yards it's showing just now, which clearly is being triggered by the ridge line, to where the yellow box is when it changes to 150 yards where it's catching the trees. So if I move up slowly, you see the yellow box is now missing the ridge line, and it's okay. I've got to be quite a long way above the ridge line before it actually starts measuring the distance to the trees.
Yeah, unfortunately, because with this being daylight on a nice sunny day, we can't see the white splash of IR itself like I could last night. I actually found this last night, Bruce. I was shooting over the crest of the field at one point, and there were rabbits just beyond the crest. And when I put the center of the splash of the IR white laser on the rabbit, it was still saying 40 meters, and I had to lift it a fair bit clear of the ridge line before suddenly it went from 40 meters to 96 meters, and it confirmed that the rabbit was too far to shoot. So same thing.
So yeah, I think essentially we are seeing the length of the vertical laser line coming into play here by still triggering on the closer object. There's obviously enough reflection coming off the closer object to make the PARD read to that point rather than the exact point where the yellow box is showing. So I'm clearly above the ridge line at the moment. I'm showing 158 yards. As I come down, okay, now I'm still clearly above the ridge line of the roof, but the distance that's being displayed by the rangefinder is the distance to the ridge line. So I think I think actually you would need to take that into account. What is it? Switched off. Also, we just noticed that the rangefinder switched itself off just now. First time I've seen it doing that after perhaps 2 or 3 minutes continual use. So perhaps there is some sort of time delay built into the laser system so that it doesn't operate all of the time, even when it's switched on.
Right. Good to know.
Yeah.
I wonder if that time delay is variable, the cutoff.
I would doubt it. I've seen nothing in the menu that would indicate that.
Right. Okay, so I'm just recording with my mobile phone. A bit shaky, I'm afraid, but I'm just recording the view through the PARD008 LRF, and you can see it showing about 93, 94 yards to the ridge line. And we were just testing and demonstrating. You'll see this from the downloaded footage, but we were just testing how far above the ridge line the yellow box is before the rangefinder snaps to the distant target. So you'll see that footage from when we download the memory card.
what we're going to show you is a comparison between the different reticles available on the standard 008 and the LRF version of the 008. Like that. Okay, we'll now repeat the same process showing you the different reticles on the PARD008 LRF. It has one additional reticle, one more reticle than the 008, but the reticle styles are all very different from the 008. So we'll have a look at those in turn. I won't bother with the no reticle because that looks the same on both of them.
I believe in future software updates for all the 008 PARDs, there may be other reticle options introduced.
Well, I mean, for many years, when Yukon and Pulsar first introduced their DigiSights, they had a library of reticles that could be downloaded onto the scope.
All right.
So I don't see any reason why PARD can't generate new reticle designs and offer them as firmware updates for the scopes.
Excellent.
In fact, we were just having a discussion about this on the Night Vision forum this morning, that what about having reticles that change their size when you change magnification? Because that would then effectively
make it first focal plane.
Make it first focal plane.
Ah.
Whereas at the moment you've essentially got a second focal plane set up because the reticle doesn't change size when you change the magnification.
Yeah.
But given the abilities of well, you know, it's an electronic scope with various levels of software, I don't see any reason why you can't have something that triggers a size change in the reticle display when you trigger a change in magnification.
I'm sure it's, seeing as the magnification change is electronic, it's digital, by button presses, then it can be linked. Mm-hmm. It can all be linked, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Some whiz kids will design this in minutes in the tea break.
I would.
Incidentally, I noticed Ash on customriflescopes.com a day or two ago chatting about scopes and some people, and he mentioned, have you seen this, Bruce? He mentioned an inverted V, like a single chevron, as a very popular aiming mark. I wonder if he's gonna pretty please to PARD to ask them to introduce one of those. It's a bit of a military style.
Very, very military style.
Yeah. But it'd be interesting if he comes up with one of those.
That and also the single post, which has got a V at the top as well, is also a common military style.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the 008 LRF mounted on a CZ527, and Bruce is just going to demonstrate. You'll notice, very unusually, the end of the bolt handle has been halved, so it's now a 9mm thick bolt rather than 18 diameter sphere or ball. Pardon me. So if you operate that, Bruce, we just measured that. The clearance to the bottom of the 008 LRF was 17.6mm. So even if you didn't, free movement, even if you hadn't done what Bruce has done and re-engineered the bolt handle, you would still have about 7 or 8mm clearance.
And this is on a CZ, which are notorious for having a high bolt lift and causing problems with night vision devices. Right,
so basically what we're saying is most bolt guns you should be fine with the 008 LRF. Same demonstration, this is a Tikka T1X in 2.2 rimfire, and this is just to demonstrate the bolt clearance of the PARD008 LRF. Clear by a mile. Brilliant. Okie dokie, so thanks very much to Bruce for the loan of his lovely studio garage, And also for awesome Brucey bonus extras like this alloy plate with all the Picatinny rails to show off the PARDs. Thanks to Djure from PARD Europe for the provision of this awesome bit of kit, the PARD008 LRF. We haven't covered things like the power drain of the PARD with the full IR on, for example. That'll be either in another video or it'll come in the comments. We're going to try and keep this. I'm going to try and edit this to manageable segments. My mate Neil, my old mate from uni, he did comment to me. He says, "Can you make them shorter?" So we'll make these sort of 10 to 15-minute segments, and we may have to do a couple of videos to get all the information in. But we know that lots of you on the forum, for example, the Night Vision forum, I'll put a link to that below. We know lots of you want the information on these, the technical information, impartial, what it'll do, what it won't do, what the problems are. We know you want this information, so I'm going to try and give it all to you. Yeah, thanks again to the guys who provided the kit, and please like if you like it. If you don't. But please subscribe to see more updates, and we'll try and get you some more information. And I have a Gamma Boxer unboxing video coming very soon, and a review for Airgun World, and there'll be a corresponding YouTube video and another album in my Flickr albums. So try and give you all the information we can. Thanks very much.